that changes.
Yeah, and it shifts a little bit too.
But it is going to be an overnight tornado threat.
And damaging wind threat too. And flood threat. I mean, there's a lot of floods. And, we also have strong winds. We could have them on the East Coast thanks to a high pressure to our north, bringing a clockwise flow, and we've had a little boundary. So there's been a bit of a pressure gradient here along the East Coast. So we have wind advisories. There's our high. Jim was showing you those east winds, and that's what's just causing all this push of water, especially into South Florida, and they had to bring out those Tiger dams because they had overwash in some places. Rip current as well. I know it's December, but yes, some people still get in the water, especially the northerners growing up there. And we always knew who was not from Florida when they were in the ocean in these December, January, February range. So there's the low pressure developing as we head into the weekend. It's going to deepen, it's going to tighten, and that means we're going to have strong winds. Look at us already gusting 30, 35. We were at, I think, near 40 yesterday in some places. Coastal flood advisories with not only that onshore push here on the East Coast, but that push of water from our low coming up into the Cedar Key area as well. Let's watch the winds because they will really start to crank on Saturday when we have that low. There it is coming in. There's your center of your low, and the tighter these white lines get, the isobars, the stronger the winds are going to get. So look at 40-mile-an-hour winds here along the East Coast, up to maybe even 50-mile-an-hour winds for us as the low blows through for our Sunday morning. It always takes a little bit of time for these to kind of taper off, so you might have to wait a couple days for that to really slow down. But high surf advisory, we do have our waves here in that 5 to 12 foot range, so it's going to be a little rough out there. And then, of course, we do have the rip current risk, East Coast, and then we do have it also here, Apalachicola. Even if it's moderate or low, you still have to be really, really careful out there. All right, let's have a closer look at what it's going to be like in Charleston, South Carolina.
Yep, and
that's going to cause all that messy weather into Florida and in the East Coast. There's a little piece of energy here. You see more energy diving down behind that, and that actually combines with some energy that we have in the Gulf to cause that mess. But there it is for you. You see that snow on the backside of it, stronger thunderstorms and rain on the east side of it, even some lightning this hour, and heavy rainfall here. Oklahoma City, we're almost to the backside of that line, but you still have to wait for the upper level energy to come through in order to finally see those clearer skies, because it will stay cloudy and it will stay unsettled. Even though you might not get precip, you can't ever sleep on that upper level low. We talk about that all the time. Watch this whole entity move east. And again, this is just part of what's going to make our low pressure into the Gulf and move up the East Coast. It's going to ride along I-10, I-20, I-40, all the way into the Great Lakes, right over areas that really need the rain, from Oklahoma to Texas and along the Mississippi River Valley. So this is much needed rain for these drought-stricken areas. And boom, look at that. It's going to cover right over most of those areas. Now, it's not a lot of rain, but we'll take all that we can get. And even just having a little bit is good, because too much at once obviously could cause some flooding. Dallas, it's a morning event for you, same as Fort Worth, I-35. It's going to be soggy. We do clear out, though, as we head into the evening hours, and we will see clearer conditions as we head into the weekend. How about Houston? We're an area that it's going to take a minute for the system to get into us, but you can see some of that moisture coming off the Gulf ahead of it. And then as we head into the overnight hours, you could have some boomers out there, too, by the way. So this might be waking you up. Be careful for that. Threat of flooding is there through tomorrow morning with that heavier rain coming through. The good news is, Jordan, it's moving through fairly quickly, so that will be our one saving grace.
Well, we do steps away to go get it. Boom goes the dynamite. Lightning struck, sending bark flying in all directions, almost like shrapnel. You got to just think about moments like this. Good thing it was
divine intervention, bro.
Yeah,
that's what I say.
And we got it on dash cam. It's it's literally unbelievable. Can you imagine telling this story without video?
Well, look at where the big tree branch came down, right where he was at the door.
I know, where he would have been getting in.
Wow.
Wow, indeed.
Yeah, I'm kind of blown away by that. I'm going to be honest with you. The man eventually got an insurance claim for that one. Let's hope you don't.